Hey, hobby friends. Your old pal Bo here, the only man on YouTube with a face for radio and a voice for print. I'm coming at you today with a live, well, maybe not live, but unadulterated, raw, and unfiltered unboxing. This is from Shadow and Sun. I've redacted him with the old scalpel, but this is from his 1,000 sub giveaway. And the reason I'm doing this, this is going to be an unscripted reaction because he promised that every box would have something unusual in it, and I kind of want that to be live. When we get done, maybe we'll just take a minute to see what's on my table right now, where I'm going, how things are going with this Death Guard army, and the status, and what I'll need to do to get this on the table if I ever intend to play in 11th edition. So we're going to be unboxing with our old scalpel handle here, and so yeah, you're going to be here. You're going to get the same reaction that I'm going to get. All right. Remember, always draw the scalpel into your hand. Just kidding. Alright, just gonna pop this tape and then get this right back under the camera. I don't know. I'm sure that you watch Shadow and Sun regularly. You know, he's got he puts out regular videos. Plus, he's got his almost daily streams. His second breakfast. Give him a like and a sub and a shout if you haven't already. Tell him that Bo sent you. There you go. So here's the box. Oh boy, peanuts. Now, these are the kind that are made out of corn that just dissolve with water. They are corn peanuts. Maybe I got the Go-Go's. They're Bananarama's CD. Oh, there is a CD. All right, hold on. We got to get the live reaction. You know, I still do buy CDs. I do have a CD player in my car still. My favorite era for music is the very, very late 60s to the very, very early 70s. I always say my favorite era of music goes from when Jimi Hendrix made his appearance at the Monterey Pop Festival in 1968 and then ended in 1971-72 when when David Bowie killed off Ziggy Stardust. There's just something magical about the whole Summer of Love. The Go-Go's! Holy smokes. I love the Go-Go's. They used to be a punk band, and they became a pop band. But let me see. We got the Beat, Ultra Sealed. Wow. This is going to have a very... Did you autograph it? No, but wow. Look at that. All right. Promise not to regift it or make it a white elephant. Thanks, Shadwell. And it's like Christmas. Oh, wow. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. The map of Corinth. Corinth? I presume it's pronounced Corinth. From Emperor's Choice. It is folded, and that's okay because this is going to have to take a prominent place in the man cave. Maybe I'll back it so that it won't, so I can get the folds out of it. You know, put it up on a piece of stiff, not cardstock, something like that. Wow. I do have the Book of Kos, and I am a great fan of everything Emperor's Choice is doing right now. And you know that I'm a great fan of the Ardawan trilogy. It's almost like the I Ching. You know, you ask a question and you try to find the answer in the book, but sometimes the answers can be a little bit cryptic. I have found answers or read things that I can't find anywhere else, and sometimes to find the answers to some things, there's cross references. You've got to go to again the Book of Kos or the first Ardawan RPG. But okay. Look at this is going to go up behind me. This is going to go up on the boat on the man cave. For real and for true. All right, and this one I've already got some ideas for, and that actually will relate back to what's on my table right now. Yikes! I'm gonna spill peanuts everywhere. Wow, that is heavy. That is substantial. Dungeon Lasers Fantasy Core Set. Now, okay, it's labeled fantasy, but I do have a lot of the initial Rampart Kickstarter, also from Archon. 73 train parts, tabletop ready, it says, but fantasy core set, questing time, goblins. Why are the goblins questing? Upside down. I remember the video about this, about how Shadow did a video where he said it sort of snaps together like Lego. And, well, I've got the airbrush, and I've got plenty of paint, and I've got some craft paint. I don't know if I care for the built-in grid and the no-glue assembly. So, I have never made a army display board, and I would like to make an army display board. And so I'm thinking a few pieces of this, especially the walls, and some of the Rampart stuff from their last sci-fi Kickstarter, and a big piece of orange foam with pink Corning foam, with some steel plates underneath it for my magnetized army. We'll make a good display board. That's going to be my next project. I've been putting this off long enough. I've actually been making some real progress since this is the Bo Paints Minis channel. This is kind of where I am, where I've been, what I've been doing. Writ larger, actually some more upstairs. I've been painting, not just at home lately. But, yeah, it's in various stages of done. From substantially complete to not yet even primed. This guy's going to be a proxied, the equivalent of a Death Guard sergeant, right? Because he's got I don't think they're allowed to have chain swords anymore, but doesn't matter. This guy is going to be painted as a Death Guard auxiliary. And I've got a whole bunch of these in various stages. Some of the new Pestigors, this one I've got base coated. He's obviously going to be, because there are, the Death Guard, there's a melee guy in every squad. I figure if I do these, I wouldn't have to waste the actual Plague Marines doing the melee. So from almost done to, barely put together to just starting to base coat. So I did with an airbrush to lay things almost like a zenithal again. But yeah, and then some I sponged, base coated. This one I actually did. I haven't done the base yet, obviously. But I did that with a limited palette. I had been airbrushing these, but I didn't have the airbrush, so I did it with some contrast paint, and I think I'll dry brush it a little bit to finish it off. But I think that's a Malignant Plaguecaster. And then I've got the newer Malignant Plaguecaster too, from the, I think it's this guy. He doesn't have a head on yet, but the problem I'm having with this one is I want to rebase it, but I've got these bases, and I don't know how to cut it off, and then, because I like that fly, cut him off too, and very carefully glue it all down so it can be, because I want him to be a little bit taller, like the Primaris Marines. I guess they're about the same size. This is an Intercessor, about the same size, but I want him to stand, a little more proud. These guys have been in the war for 10,000 years. They deserve to be a little bit taller than the Intercessor. All right. That's the video. Thanks to Shadow and Sun for the kind, especially for the Go-Go CD. No, I'm just kidding. Especially for the Dungeons and Lasers Fantasy Core set. This thing weighs about 4 or 5 pounds. Let's get another look at it. Uh, 78 terrain parts. Sort of set up like in a dungeon tile format. I love the vent and the bricked up windows on the archway. I'm sure I can definitely find a way to incorporate these into a army display board. Maybe take the Dremel tool and notch them up just a little bit and make them, leaning, canted, and mix them up with the rampart, some of the rampart pieces over the pink Corning. I'll have to get a thicker piece. I can't use the little. I'll have to get that big 2-inch stuff that you can't get in California. And then I'll just cut it down to maybe about a 3 foot by 2 foot and underlay some sheet metal underneath it to make it so the magnet bases will stick down, the Cobalt Keep bases. So yeah, thanks for watching, especially watching the end. Now go off and tell Shadow I said hey. All right, I bid you peace.